Alright, my Honda Rancher got a little brother. So this is an '06 Honda Rancher. It is in multiple pieces and does not run. Let's see what we can do for this guy. So I got some plastics. It's missing the front rack, missing some covers. I do have the seat. It's missing the covers on this side. It is just in kind of shambles. I did throw a battery on there. For some reason they had it mounted in the back, which I think it should go right there, just like the other one I have. But it is electric shift, but they converted it into a manual shift right down there. So I don't know why they did that, probably because the electric shift stopped working. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to get this guy running. So I did hook a battery up to it. Electric start does work, and it does have a pull start, so that's good, but it's not starting. So I'm since everything's off, I'm just gonna pull off the carburetor and see. I don't know if you can see on here, but it says it only has 565 miles, so it's kind of crazy for how crappy this machine is, but I don't know if that's true. But let's go ahead and let's go ahead and see if, pull up this carburetor and see what we can do. Alright, I got the carburetor apart. Looks like a bunch of junk on the inside, which is good. So hopefully that's why it's not starting. I'm going to pull off those jets on there and then clean them and then reinstall her. Alright, we got our IV bottle. Something wrong with the gas tank because all the gas leaked out when I put it in last night, but it's running good, no smoke. Right, babe? You like it? He sounds pretty good. Just idle a little bit. There we go. Good. At least she runs. That is good news. Now we just got to figure out all the rest of it. They love the exhaust. Alright, so my bad. I kind of got carried away on working on this without filming anything, so I don't even know where I left off, but I got a new front rack on eBay, 50 bucks. I had to weld this in and weld in the tabs. I kind of put everything back together. It was all falling apart before. I got a new side panel here that was like 80 bucks. But everything else looks pretty good. I got that panel, so got some new panels. Got another panel on the way for this one. Got a new seat cover coming as well. The one thing I was really trying to do is get this staying electric shift working. So I kind of messed around with the motor. I took some of the gears apart. I replaced a couple sensors down here. It still does not electric shift. So I'm kind of to the point where I'm gonna test it out and see how well it runs. I know it drives around like first, second gear with that manual shift. So I like to test it out and see, can I get in the higher gears? Can I just use it as a normal four-wheeler without the electric shift? So let's go ahead and test that out now. Well, she runs really good. She drives really good so far. I haven't really opened her up, so I got her in first. It goes in neutral, or it goes in reverse well. Yeah, it's got her in second gear here. Kind of gotta slam it. Second, yeah, third. Fourth. It is flashing though, so it's a new air code I have. It's three flashes, so I don't know. So fourth, did we get her? Yeah, we're up to fifth. Yeah, it looks like she goes through all the gears. She drives fast enough, so got her up to almost 30 here. So let's take her back to the house and yeah, we can downshift. Yeah, so it acts pretty much just like a manual shift one. So at least it shifts like that. All right, and also the value for me is it actually being 4-wheel drive, so fronts, rears, looks like they're all spinning over here. Actually, this guy don't spin. Oh, that's spinning, but the wheel's not spinning. Ah, another issue. Well, I had to replace those axles. Ah, that's too bad. Okay. Alright, those are the old axles. I went ahead and pulled them out. The new axles just came in the mail today, so I'm doing both sides, so I'm going to switch both of them out. It's not too much more expensive to do them both. You know, I think a set is like $100. You can get them cheaper if you want, but I have a separate video on how I did this in a previous one. I'll link that above, but let's go ahead and get these switched out. So while I was working on that one over there, this one popped up. It's a ATC 110, a 1985. The guy's like, oh, runs great, doesn't smoke, transmission's great. So I kind of just started it up and purchased it just right there because we were in a hurry. It was only $300, so I didn't really care. But now it doesn't run. When it was running, it only shifted in first and kind of slipped in and out of gears. I never looked at the tank, but it's, I don't know if you can tell in there, it is super rusty. So I imagine the carb got all gummed up. That's why it doesn't run now. So let's go ahead and at least see if we can get this guy running good and see what that shifting issue is. But it's a fun little ATC. My kids really enjoyed driving around, trying to do wheelies when it was working. So let's go ahead and pull that carb and see what we can do. All right, I got that back seat off. I'm gonna pull the tank off. I learned if you just unscrew these two screws right there, you don't have to worry about draining your gas. It keeps the gas from escaping. So if you do it like that, and you can pull your tank, a couple bolts, and then we'll get to that carburetor over there. All right, then to pull the carb, there's 2 bolts. You unscrew the slide, pull that off, and then 1 screw in the back, and it should come right off. Also, this recoil does not recoil anymore, so there's like 4 bolts around here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to slide that off as well. See if we can grease up the wheels or something. All right, I got the carb off. Let's see what she looks like. I do like that it's original. So it's nice to have the original stuff. So there's some gump in the bottom. I'm sure the jets are a little gummed up. So I just take off those, the pilot and the main jet there, clean them out. Probably have to take out this to make sure gas is getting in there, because it probably is getting gummed up. So clean out this to the best of our ability here. Oop. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but I'm sure it could be cleaner. Alright, I got this recoil apart. I hate recoils, but one thing I do know is you don't want to get that spring thing out because it's hard to get back in. So I'm just going to pre-wind it a little bit and then set it back in, so hopefully that'll help with the tension. Alright, everything is back on. Everything went together smoothly. Let's see if we can get this old girl to run here. Should we choke it? There you go. See, before I wouldn't even start. It is smoking a bit. The guy said it didn't smoke. Of course it smokes. Yeah, I could, yeah. Runs really good. Ooh, headlight works. All right, let's let's rip her around the yard a little bit, see if she'll move. All right, still running good. You want to give her a try? I think it's shift down maybe, or up.
I think it's
Up. Remember the transmission's not the best, so you gotta just shift up until you find something. Shift up. There you go. All right, there you go. Alright, so I'll probably have to call it on these two. I got them both running and driving the best I can. You know, I couldn't get the foot shift or the electric shift working on this one, but it runs and drives really good. Turned out really nice. Got those extra pieces and it's fun to drive, and then this one is really fun to drive as well. Got it running good. It just, yeah, something with the shifting, it just doesn't shift. But the transmission's not the best on this one, so it's enough to ride around in the backyard and have some fun on. The kids like trying to do wheelies and stuff, so these are two great Hondas I will add to my collection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.